Hello and welcome to another edition of Thursday Thoughts with Pastor Pat. I am Pastor Pat, the pastor of St. John's UCC in Weldon Spring, and this is my weekly little video blog on what I'm thinking on Thursday as we're approaching Sunday morning worship. This coming Sunday is November 10th. It is the 25th Sunday after Pentecost. We're almost done with the season after Pentecost, only a couple more Sundays. The Sunday's text is from the 12th chapter of Mark, verses 38 through 44. This is the story of the widow's mite, where Jesus is sitting across from the treasury and he watches wealthy people put in large sums of money, and then a little widow puts in 2 small copper coins. And Jesus says that she has put more in than all those others because she gave everything she had. She gave out of her poverty. It's very fitting because this Sunday is Stewardship Sunday. Don't forget your pledge cards. If you forgot your pledge cards, you forget that morning, we'll have some blank ones there available for you as well, too. And it's also Veterans Sunday as well. And we will be awarding a quilt to one of our veterans. We'll have a video display from all of our veterans, alive and dead, within the congregation and friends and family of the congregation as well. But what I'm thinking today is about the election. And many of you are feeling very positive about the outcomes of the election. Many are not. I've talked with many people on both sides of the aisle within our congregation. I always want to remind our congregation that we are a blended congregation, politically speaking. Yes, there may be one that's in a majority, but there are plenty of others who vote differently than you may. And there is I think we'd all agree, there is just a lack of unity in our country, in our nation, and it's hard to know how to fix that. So I always begin, if you're looking at trying to fix something or trying to make something better, start with what is immediately around you. So if we're trying to further unity in our nation and we feel that that is what God is calling us to do, then we should start with what's right around us, our family, our friends, our neighborhoods, and our church as well, too. So I think at this time, if we want to promote national unity, let's start in our own church. So I wish I would have given this video last week leading into the election to kind of talk about how to best react after the election. So it's coming a little bit of a week late, but I do think that these are some good advices that I found online about how to respond after the election and how to promote unity within your sphere of influence, in this case being the church. First, do not speak ill publicly of those who you disagree with. That is first. Unfortunately, I hear a lot of that. If you want to speak ill of the candidate, that's one thing, but speaking ill of all the people who support them, I don't think is helpful. If you are happy with the results of the election, please don't gloat. And please don't condone other people's gloating as well. And don't gloat online. Don't gloat on social media. You can be happy. That's fine. But just don't gloat and respect the grieving of those who are not happy with the results of the election. They're not less intelligent than you. They are not worse people than you. They just viewed the world differently than you do. So respect their grieving. If they're not happy. And if you are unhappy, please, please, please resist despair, resist rage, resist all those things. Remain hopeful, remain optimistic in the future of our country. And remember that being loving is far more important than being right. It's far more important, and it is our call as Christians to be loving. Doesn't mean that is much better than being right. And be grateful that you got to vote in an election. A lot of people don't have that. And most of all, let's pray for our nation. Let's pray for our leaders as well, too. Bible calls us to pray for our leaders, pray for our nation. Let's continue to do so regardless of the results of the election. And let's try to keep at least St. John's, our sphere of influence, united in the cause of spreading God's kingdom here in Weldon Spring and St. Charles County. Until then, I hope to see you Sunday morning, whether live in person at 10 a.m. or right here on Facebook. Until then, take care. God bless.